Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. So in today's episode, we are going to do a couple things actually. We're going to be dealing with George's car. So I'm going to turn the camera around and talk to you guys a little bit about what's happening and what's been going on with George's car. So let's go. So George's car, a little while ago, I don't know exactly what happened. I really don't even know how to explain it. So car was running. Car sounded perfect. Car started great. Everything did very, very well, but it just then stopped all of a sudden. It didn't go back on. It didn't turn back on. I was wondering why. I did pick up this Ansel JOBD I guess reader. This thing works phenomenal, and it actually gave me a few different codes on this motor. It gave me some ignition circuit codes. So those usually mean coils. We have coil on plugs here, so that could only mean that. Therefore, we then went through each coil. I think it was P1300, which is the first coil, which is the first cylinder, then P1305, which is the second coil, P1310, which is the third coil, and then we had P315, which is the fourth coil. So what I did was I took all those coils out and I just replaced them with the old coils. Luckily, I saved them. That's one big important thing, guys, that you should always do is just save the parts you remove, just because things like this that happen and you just really don't understand. The coils that I did have were aftermarket. Where did I put them? I hope I didn't toss them. Put them, oh, here they go. So they were aftermarket. So these are aftermarket coils. They look pretty good, and I mean, they seem to work well, but they failed very quickly. So I changed those out. Thanks to that JOBD sensor, this thing helped me out quite a lot, because every other reader I had, I think I got another reader right here. This reader here, this one here, did not read at all. So what was crazy is that I ended up getting that. It gave me those codes, and then it shortly flashed a P1200 code, which the P1200 code, according to the Caldina, or according to the Toyota, the Japanese Toyota code, that P1200 is a fuel pump relay or open line. Something disturbed between the wire harness or in the fuel tank, meaning the fuel pump, that has an open line. So what I'm going to end up doing today is dropping the tank, and we're going to go ahead and do that, so then we can go ahead and just replace that fuel pump. The fuel pump that I did have was a 255 Walbro. So this is the second Walbro that I have installed on a client's car and that has failed. So it's safe to say that I'm never going to use Walbro again. Reason being, I started to crank the car, not turning over. Wondering why. I ran codes, no codes anymore, other than the stock solenoid codes that you'll get because the motor came from an automatic car. So being an automatic car, you're gonna have automatic transmission codes, and that's what this was. It was like a solenoid B and solenoid D, or solenoid A, or something like that. The other codes that were given, some of them, I think one of them or two of them were not in a database, so I don't know what that's about. But the only other code was that solenoid code and the injector codes. Since I had replaced the injectors with the old ones, or the coil on plugs with the old ones, that code ran out and was done. I erased everything to check if there were any other codes. No other codes, and the car still didn't want to start. So the problem here was, after checking everything, I had spark now. There's air. All the maps, or all the sensors were doing well. I cleaned it, all that stuff, did everything I possibly can. But one thing, I didn't check fuel pressure. So as I checked the fuel pressure, we are not getting any fuel pressure in the rail. We're gonna cut to the chase. We're not gonna say anything else. I'm gonna jump down here and start removing everything. As you guys can see, I already started now. we're going to go ahead and go forward with it, guys. We're just going to try to knock as much out as possible. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys probably back here. It seems like you guys could see everything from this angle. I'm going to try to keep you guys here and get this going, guys. So let's go. All right, everybody, we have the fuel tank down again. Wow, we're rolling here, and we're gonna remove the fuel pump, and we're gonna go ahead and check it out. I'm gonna go ahead actually and hook it up right now. I'm gonna put this inside the actual bucket, because this is going to be the feed. I'm going to go ahead and connect some power to that to see what happens, to see if I even get anything back, because when it was hooked up here, I was not getting any noise, anything when I jumped it. So let's go ahead and give it a shot and let's go. As you guys just seen, this is completely weird, because when I did this inside the cabin, when I did it there, it did not want to work. That's the whole reason why I pulled this tank down. This has me so stumped, but we're going to get down to it, guys. We're going to get down to it. So then I guess I'm going to keep trying that. I'm going to keep testing it off camera. All right, everybody. It is the next day on George's car. So you guys remember I was not getting any fuel pressure in the beginning, like when I showed you guys this video. I wasn't getting any fuel pressure, and that kind of threw me for a loop, because I'm like, this is wild how I wasn't getting any fuel pressure, and I jumped the fuel pump, and I heard it. It turned on with the jump, turned it off. I did it maybe 2 or 3 times to make sure, and it still didn't, it still didn't click to me anything was wrong, right? Like it was still running, so I was fine with it. But then I, turned over the car, tried to turn over the car a few times. It was just very odd to me what was going on here. So I dropped the motor because, one, I wanted to see if the cam, or what is it, the cam shaft sensor was dirty or anything from the belt that failed the first time. So I tried to do that, and I put the motor down. As you guys can see in the state that it's in right now, we're finally back up. Changed out the crank sensor. Not only did I change out the crank sensor, but I also changed out the cam angle sensor. I checked timing. Timing is still correct. We're still on top dead center, top dead zero, whatever you guys want to call it. Man, I was kind of throwing myself for a loop. So now for sure, 150,000% sure, every sensor has been changed on this motor to a brand new one or a known working one. And the thing here is that if now the car doesn't want to turn over, the thing that I'm thinking at this point, it would have to be the ECU. Something is not registering in that ECU to turn the car over. So what I would have to do is get another ECU. So what I'm going to do right now, since I've already put the car or the motor back in, and sorry I didn't record that. You guys have seen it many times. I don't need to do it a million times, but I'd rather just explain to you what's going on with George's motor. And I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible. So if it's a little on the editing, sorry, don't judge me, but I wanted to get it out so you guys know what's going on. Where I'm at right now, I already had removed the fuel tank because I wanted to change out the fuel pump anyway. Let's turn around the camera and I'll explain it a little. So I changed out the fuel pump. Fuel pump now is a 344 AEM. So now that is changed, and I now don't have to worry about that Walbro going out or anything like that, just because it freaked me out a little bit, and I was thinking to myself, like, I don't know why that fuel pump would go out, because that would have been then now the second Walbro that I've had or that I've installed that has gone out. But false. That Walbro that I had in there, if you guys seen in the last clips, that wall bro actually worked. I jumped it and it freaking worked. So it was weird that it wasn't working when I jumped it inside the MR2, but this time it jumped. I jumped and it worked. So I still changed it out. I didn't want to play any games with that. I was not gonna take the chance of having to do this all over again. And I really am dying to give George his car because, oh man, please believe me, I'm trying to get it out of here as well. I want him to enjoy this car. I really do. And it's upsetting that he hasn't yet. Lucky the weather has just started to get nice, so we have a little bit, very small amount of time to get this extremely ready to be driven. So as far as updates with that, we're pretty much done. All I have to do is run the sensor through the car to the firewall, which I'm going to do that and place it right here, probably zip tie it right here, and then run the vacuum right there, or even right there. But we have a nice little connection from this vacuum right there on the intake manifold to this little section right here, so it would be nice and stealthy just to put it right there. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish this up, but this is gonna probably be off camera. What you guys will see next is probably the car complete and hopefully, my fingers crossed, turning over, and we'll go from there, guys. But I just wanted to kind of tie this episode up, letting you guys know where I'm at with George's car. I have been working very diligently on this car, and it's, believe me, at this point, if you guys are thinking about profit, there's no profit here. I have been working on this car relentlessly just to make sure that George can enjoy it. And you know what, that's the type of work that I do, just because at this point it's not about the money. I want to make sure George is happy with the work that's done by me, and make sure the car is actually running the way it should be. So guys, until next time, take care of each other. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you again for watching. And again, guys, let's make this 11,000 subscribers. I'm at 10,300 and I believe 30. I lost some subscribers this weekend, which I don't know why, but whatever. So guys, let's jump this to 11,000. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe again. Take care of yourselves and each other, guys. Peace. Thank you again.